her gaze in the moonlight. The sun was beginning its descent, painting the sky in hues of gold and crimson as Clara stepped onto the beach. The sand was cool beneath her bare feet, the salty breeze brushing against her skin. She had come to the island to escape, to find solace in solitude after a year that had left her emotionally adrift. Her gaze wandered to the horizon, where the waves lapped rhythmically against the shore. And then she saw her, a figure unlike any she'd imagined. A woman stood a few meters away, her silhouette framed by the setting sun. Her dark curls were windswept, and her linen dress fluttered gently around her. She was sketching in a notebook, her movements deliberate yet effortless. Clara felt an unexplainable pull, a magnetic force that rooted her in place. "It's beautiful, isn't it?" the woman said without turning around. Her voice was soft, like a secret shared between friends. Clara hesitated. "It is. The colors are magical." The woman turned then, her green eyes locking onto Clara's with an intensity that made her heart skip. "Magical," she repeated, a small smile gracing her lips. "I like that." "I'm Clara," she offered, her voice steadier than she felt. "Isla," the woman replied, closing her sketchbook and stepping closer. Fitting, don't you think? An artist named Isla on an island. Clara chuckled, almost too perfect. They spent the evening walking along the shore, their conversation flowing as naturally as the tide. Isla spoke of her art, her travels, and her love for capturing fleeting moments of beauty. Clara shared snippets of her life, her work as a writer, her recent heartbreak, and her search for meaning. With every word exchanged, the space between them seemed to shrink. By the time the stars emerged, they were sitting side by side on a driftwood log, the sound of the waves their only companion. Isla tilted her head to the sky, her features soft in the moonlight. "Do you believe in destiny?" she asked. Clara's breath hitched. "I'm not sure, but meeting you feels different, like it was meant to happen." Isla turned to her then, her gaze searching. "I feel it too." The moment hung between them, fragile yet electric. Clara's hand inched closer to Isla's, and when their fingers finally intertwined, it felt as if the universe had aligned just for them. Their first kiss was soft, tentative, a question answered by mutual longing. The world around them faded, leaving only the warmth of their connection. But as days turned into nights, Clara began to notice shadows in Isla's eyes. She was evasive when asked about her past, her sketches growing darker and more abstract. Clara's instincts told her there was something Isla wasn't saying. One evening, as they sat beneath the stars, Clara found the courage to ask, "What are you running from, Isla?" Isla's shoulders tensed, her gaze fixed on the horizon. "There are parts of my life I'd rather leave behind," she said, her voice barely audible. "But you make me want to stay." Clara reached for her hand. "You don't have to carry it alone. Whatever it is, we can face it together." Isla's eyes glistened with unshed tears as she nodded. "I've never had someone like you before. Someone who stays." The following days were a mix of vulnerability and healing. Isla began to share pieces of her story, the pain she had endured, the mistakes she had made. Clara listened without judgment, her love growing stronger with every revelation. When the time came for Clara to leave the island, she stood on the dock, Isla's hand in hers. "Come with me," Clara whispered. Isla hesitated, her eyes scanning the horizon one last time. "I'm ready," she said, her smile breaking through the uncertainty. Together, they boarded the ferry, their hearts full of hope for the journey ahead. The tides had brought them together, and now they would chart their own course, together.